Darling FM, the People's Radio. The People's Radio.
World News on Darling FM 107.3.
This is Nigeria's first family health, lifestyle, and edutainment radio station, 107.3 Darling FM. Hello and welcome to the World News. I am Chidera, Rosecamille, Aneke. Here are the headlines. President Buhari welcomes Ramadan, urges citizens to remember the poor. Senate summons insurers over missing 17.4 billion naira pension fund. Ethiopia criticizes Sudan and Egypt over dam row. Details shortly. President Muhammadu Buhari has welcomed the beginning of Muslims' holy month of Ramadan, which marks the commencement of 30 days of fasting. In a message to the nation to mark the occasion, President Buhari prayed to Allah to accept the sacrifices and increase the unity, solidarity, peace and prosperity of the nation. He urged Muslims in the country to exercise patience and tolerance and reject voices that seek to divide the nation. In a similar vein, President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan has urged the Muslim Ummah to stress messages of peace, love and national unity as the holy month of Ramadan begins across the Islamic world. Lawan, in a statement, urged them to remember the holy month as a period of fasting, sober reflection, self-discipline and sacrifice. Senate Committee on Public Accounts has summoned Nikon Insurance PLC, Aneke Insurance and other insurance companies over their failure to allegedly remit 17.4 billion naira pension fund to the Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, PTAD. The panel premised its summons on the 2016 report of the Auditor General of the Federation, which faulted the insurance firms for not remitting 17.4 billion naira of pension funds to PTAD. However, the Executive Secretary of PTAD, Chioma Ejikeme, told the committee that PTAD took over the assets and liabilities of the defunct pension offices without a formal handover at the time of consolidation. Governor Hope Uzodinma has commended the management of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, for the intervention projects at the Finance and Logistics College, Naval Base Owerenta, Abia State. He made the commendations in his goodwill message at the commissioning ceremony of the various intervention projects in the college, which comprised a 300-seating capacity academic complex auditorium, a library, ICT office, and 12 classrooms of 40 students' capacity each, among other projects. Governor Uzodinma, who was impressed with what he saw on ground, thanked the governor of CBN, Godwin Emefiele, for the great intervention. In his welcome speech, Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo, while appreciating the federal government for their support, stated that the commissioned projects will go a long way in ameliorating accommodation deficiencies faced by the college. The ceremony was witnessed by the governor of Abia State, Dr. Okeze Bazu, as the chief host, the speaker, Abia State House of Assembly, and his colleagues, naval chiefs, police chiefs from Abia and Imo states, traditional rulers from the host community, among other dignitaries. Akwa Ibom State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has described as null and void the purported proclamation of the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, as the leader taken at its second stakeholders meeting in Uyo to review the state of affairs of the party in the first quarter of the year and to also report the achievements and challenges facing the party in the state. In a communique issued after the meeting and obtained by newsmen, the stakeholders endorsed the decision of the State Executive Committee to declare as nullity the unilateral proclamation and announcement of Godswill Akpabio as the state party leader of APC in gross violation of the party's constitution. The party urged every stakeholder in the state, especially those in appointive positions, to continue to support the party for the smooth running of party administration in the state. Bauchi State Government has concluded plans to conduct a head count of commercial sex workers in the state with a view to having accurate data on them. Permanent Commissioner in charge of Hisba and Sharia implementation, Aminu Balarabe Isa, said the information generated from the exercise will help the Commission in taking measures aimed at discouraging them from continuing with their dangerous trade. According to him, the investigations conducted by his agency indicated that most of the sex workers took to prostitution as a result of illiteracy, poverty, or maltreatment meted on them by their stepmothers. He added that the state government's plan is to organize empowerment programs for the sex workers and then provide them with capital to start small-scale businesses. Kaduna State Government has justified its decision to lay off some of its workers, citing high wage bill and dwindling revenue. The state government disclosed this in a statement titled, "Why Kaduna is Right-Sizing Its Public Service," issued by the Special Advisor to the State Governor on Media and Communication, Muyiwa Aneke. The retrenchment of Kaduna State workers came 4 days after the Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, said Nigeria was in huge financial trouble. Justifying its decision to lay off workers, the Kaduna State government said what it had been receiving from the Federation Accounts Allocations Committee since the middle of 2020, like most other sub-nationals, can barely pay salaries and overheads. This is 107.3 Darling FM Owerri. If you're just joining us, you're listening to the world news. In the news, Senate summons insurers over missing 17.4 billion naira pension fund. Kaduna State government justifies mass sacking as NLC convenes prayer summit. Still to come, Ethiopia criticizes Sudan and Egypt over dam row. Still ahead is business report. Stay tuned.
Missed any of the developing stories during the week? Do you want to get up to speed with the news? Tune in to the People's Radio 107.3 Darling FM at noon every Saturday for the Week in Review. The Week in Review, reminding you of the week's stories today.
News on 107.3 Darling FM. Now to the foreign scene. Ethiopia says it has addressed all of the concerns Sudan had raised regarding its Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam on the Nile River as talks regarding its operation collapsed. Ethiopian Ministry of Foreign Affairs posted this on Twitter. The ministry questioned why Sudan should complain about the dam after lauding it for years. Sudan and Egypt have increasingly been making similar statements concerning the dam that they see it as a threat to their share of the Nile River waters. The ministry also accused Egypt of failing to recognize Ethiopia's generosity and understanding. Sudan and Egypt have increasingly been making similar statements concerning the dam that they see it as a threat. In business, suspected merchants of dangerous chemicals used in food and drinks, supposedly to enhance taste, have been arrested by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The arrest was effected after the substance killed 3 people who consumed adulterated flavored drinks in Kano State. Director General of NAFDAC, Mojishola Adeyeye, made the announcement in a statement issued by the NAFDAC resident media consultant, Olusayo Akintola. She said that the samples of the chemicals and additives that were added while preparing the flavored drinks were then collected and taken to NAFDAC's laboratory in Kaduna for for testing, and further testing was conducted at the agency's central laboratory in Lagos for confirmation. According to her, any food that is unregistered is not guaranteed by NAFDAC, and it can be unwholesome, fake food, or smuggled food. And that's the world news as produced by Uchoma Sophia Afolabi. You can reach our news desk for coverage and eyewitness report on 0818-732-5104 or send an email to darlingfmnews@gmail.com. You can also listen to Darling FM from anywhere in the world. Go to www.darlingfm.ng and click to listen. Stay safe and don't forget to wash your hands regularly with soap and running water. I am Chidera, Rosecamille, Aneke. News update is at 5 p.m. Good afternoon.
107.3